Yo, what's up guys, Boss here, and I'm back from the YouTube video, and this time we're going to try to get 12 wins in this grand challenge using this new Splashyard deck. So this deck has been going around the last couple of days. There was actually one person who has won 10 grand challenges with it within, I think, the course of a week or so. So that's pretty insane. Definitely a really solid deck. The reason why it works so well is because it counters Elixir Golem, and Lava Hound. The reason why is because you have that EXE NADO combination allowing you to kill the tank and the support cards behind it really easily. And then you also have the Goblin Hut to apply a lot of chip. And then you have Dark Prince for additional splash. Can be really useful sometimes, also paired with the NATO. And then Knight's just kind of like a good tank for the graveyard. And then obviously like Barbell's really good to have because you do see some log bait in this meta, and it's also good if you're versing another graveyard deck. And then you as well, of course, have the Poison 2 versus graveyard, and then Goblin Huts as well. So I just want to let you guys know there are 10 days left of the season, and I want to continue uploading every single day. So I want to let you guys, I want to ask you guys, what do you want to see the most? Because I'm not going to be able to do top ladder gameplay, and if I do it, it can't be live. It would have to be commentary and replays. But let me know if you guys would prefer grand challenges, ladder on my mini account. Just so you guys know, my mini account's a level 11. It's, I think, at like 5,200 right now. So let me know if you guys would like seeing that, or maybe give me like another idea. But I'm open to anything you guys want to see, so that way I can keep up doing the daily uploads that I'm trying to do. Otherwise, I might have to do every other day last 10 days of the season. But of course, beginning of the season, it's really easy for me to upload every single day because like, especially in the current situation, since I don't have school right now, just online school, I have more time. So ladder beginning of season for me is really easy to upload every single day. But last 10 days, it's a bit harder. But we do find our first game. Let's focus here. Looks like we're versus a Firecracker deck. This probably means he's going to have Royal Hogs. So Royal Hogs definitely is going to be a little bit troublesome, especially in single Elixir. Oh, it looks like he's got the Hog Rider. Okay, never mind. I thought he was using Royal Hogs, but I guess Hog kind of makes sense too. So honestly, I think with him having the Hog Rider, it's probably a bit easier of a matchup than if he were to have Royal Hogs, just because I feel like Royal Hogs are the type of card that always can get consistent chip damage on your tower. Even when you have like a Goblin Hut down, it'll just get Earthquaked, but with the Hog, I feel like it's just much easier to stop. So he's going really aggressive here. Luckily, we do have the Knight, and Executioner doesn't really do much there, which is unfortunate, but hopefully this Dark Prince can... Okay, let's just NATO this back, because we can always just go for Goblin Hut on the Firecracker. Yeah, so I forgot if I already mentioned this in the intro, but this is the type of deck that it's a very good deck in double and triple Elixir, but in single versus, like, say this Hog Cycle deck right here, you need to kind of be really careful. In fact, they're pretty much guaranteed to get so much damage on your tower early on, because there's almost no way you can like stop all of the damage, especially when they have like Earthquake to break through your Goblin Hut. But we can still in double make a really good comeback. We just need to poison the Firecracker every time we can, because that's a really annoying card to deal with. He doesn't have his Hog in rotation now, so we don't really need to... Or I guess I lied, guys. It looks like he does. NATO stops that nicely. But what's really good for us is he doesn't have that many good answers to Graveyard. Really, his only answer is... good answer is probably Log. So I guess that's kind of the one thing saving us here is when we can finally go in for a graveyard push, we shouldn't have too much of a trouble getting at least some damage on his tower. In fact, what would be really good is if we could potentially take out his whole tower from just one graveyard push. Don't know if we could, but like, yeah, the bats there, of course, getting so much value for him. But you can see, look at that, Executioner does end up locking on his tower, and we get a really nice amount of damage. Firecracker goes in the other lane as well, which is really good. And just like that, things are starting to turn around a little bit for us. I mean, we're still not in the best spot, but that's really good that we do end up getting quite a bit of damage there. And the bats end up dying to... Okay, bats are out of rotation. Now he doesn't have... Hog doesn't get a connection on the tower, And oh my gosh, guys, looks like we might end up stealing this one. Yeah, it's gonna be GG. Really, gonna be honest, I made definitely a couple mistakes that match, like on defense, a couple times, to be honest. So I can't even say I played that amazing, but you can see this deck is really strong, and in double and triple, you can eventually overwhelm them, go for graveyards. But I gotta give myself the benefit of the doubt. I do think my cycle got really awkward at some points in single elixir, so it wasn't entirely my fault, but I definitely misclicked probably a couple of the tornadoes, and yeah, that's probably the main thing. But honestly, cycle got a little awkward, but besides that, he kept up the pressure really nicely in single elixir. Obviously, you do need to watch out for that and just kind of play as much defense as you can and try to survive until double or triple. So it looks like we're playing someone from the Space Station clan. I'm pretty sure that's like one of the top clans. I could probably check after this game. Let's go for a Goblin Hut to start the game off. We don't have a Tornado in rotation, so we need to make sure we're playing it a little higher. And he's going to go for a Barb Barrel, so Barb Barrel doesn't tell us very much about his deck, but with him having Barb Barrel in Goblin Hut, this probably is going to be Lava Hound or Graveyard if I had to guess. And with the Ice Wizard, it looks like this is definitely going to be Graveyard. Really valuable poison for us. We just need to be careful for his Graveyard push now if he chooses to play that, because we don't have a poison in rotation now. Looks like he is going to go for a Graveyard push. We do block the Baby Dragon. Dark Prince is a pretty nice counter to the Graveyard. She's not going to get much damage. So that was actually a really solid defense on our end. Technically, that was a 7 for 9 trade, and he has to spend 2 there, so he's kind of down quite a bit of elixir. So we're just going to go Goblin Hut. He's probably going to go for his own Goblin Hut very shortly. He did not play that at 10, guys. I'm like 100% sure. Okay, so let's go for Poison here. Once again, let's watch out for his Graveyard, but I would say we're pretty close to even in elixir right now. So he's going to Poison. I might even go for my own Graveyard. Let me just wait for a good opportunity to do so. I think we should go Knight, see if he goes in for his... Okay, it looks like he's got a Valk, so a little bit of an interesting variant on his end. We're going to go for our Graveyard now. And his Poison's out of rotation, and as I already told you guys, he was really low on elixir, and we kind of capitalized on that, and we're going to deal so much damage to his tower, we're going to get it even down to triple digits, so that was definitely worth it there, to take a little bit of damage in the right lane, and then end up doing so much damage to the left lane, because we knew he was super low on elixir. And the reason why I knew that is because he went for a Graveyard Poison when he only had, well, he used all his elixir there, and then used a Barb Barrel on defense, so I knew he pretty much had nothing. Okay, so we just need to block this. He doesn't go for the Graveyard, so that's... Oh, looks like he does go for it. He just pairs it up with a Barb Barrel. Just gonna NATO the Valk back. We don't want it really, like, to splash on our tower or anything like that. And we just need to play a little bit more defense, and then we can pretty much go in for the Poison Graveyard on his tower, and we should be fine. Let's actually Graveyard his tower right now. This is going to force most likely a Poison out of him. Looks like he goes for a Valk, so that's actually really good, because that's pretty much... Okay, looks like he gets the King activated. Probably a little too late at this point for it to be worth it, but that was a really well-played King activation on his part. That doesn't work every time, but you can sometimes get lucky and end up activating King, and that's what ended up happening for him. And as I said, it's definitely going to help him, but with it being so late in the match, I'm not sure how worth it that was, but I guess we'll just kind of have to see. But that was a nice block on his end, because we're not going to get any damage. He's forced to go for a NATO. Okay, here's our game plan. We're just going to try to go in for a Graveyard Barb Barrel. We do pick up enough damage to get the Poison down, and as long as he doesn't get enough damage from this Graveyard he's about to go in for, we should be able to win this one. As I said, that was a really nice king activation on his end. That ended up making the game super close. In fact, we almost lost because of that. I'm not sure if he got a little lucky getting the king activation. Just so you guys know, that doesn't always work. I wouldn't always try to NATO the graveyard like that and get the king activated, because I think it's actually a pretty rare chance that it happens, something like a 20% chance. That's why on top ladder, you see a lot of people with level 12 NATOs, and the reason for that is because they don't upgrade it purposely so they have an easier time activating king. But yeah, his NATO was level 9. If his NATO were level 8, that would have made sense why he got it activated, but I guess he might have just gotten a little lucky, because as I already said, that doesn't always work. It just sometimes happens with the certain graveyard spawns. Like if one of the skeletons spawns at the very top, then you'll end up activating king, but graveyard's RNG, so you never know where it's going to spawn. But let's go search for the last game. Hopefully we can find it pretty quick, but if not, I guess I'll just edit out the search time, because it can take a very long time to find a match, especially at 11 wins. Usually doesn't too long at like 9 or 10, but 11 can take a while. Let me just try a quick little trick here. If you guys didn't know, this sometimes works. Like you just restart your game and search again. It doesn't always work, but sometimes it can. It usually works all right for me. And yeah, just like that, looks like that might have worked, because we found him pretty quickly after that. So this guy's giving us the wow. All right, let's give him the good luck. See what he's using. We do have a NATO and cycle, so we can play our Goblin Hut a little lower, because if he has a Hog Rider or something like that, we can just NATO it to the King Tower. So we don't need to worry about playing it high up when the Tornado is in rotation. And we're just going to wait here. He's actually leaking Elixir, so I'm pretty curious what he's using. Looks like he's going to be using Elixir Golem, so as I said, I'm pretty sure this is a pretty easy matchup, because first of all, the Executioner gets so much value, and then also usually most Elixir Golem decks don't have a great answer to your graveyard. So we're also going to try to, if possible, get our king activated this match off of maybe like his healer or something else. We'll just kind of have to wait and see if it's a possibility, because it might not be. Executioner finishes it off there. That Goblin Hut, that was really, really clutch. I was going to say playing Dark Prince in the other lane, because if he were to go in for his E-Drag on that Knight, like the Dark Prince would have gotten stunned by the E-Drag. We're actually going to apply pressure here with the Bar Barrel, because I'm a little bit worried that he was going to NATO the Dark Prince to the King Tower, and then the King would have been activated. And if he were to do that, that would be almost... that would have made it almost impossible to beat... No, I messed up the Knight! Oh, that's my fault. That's my fault. My fault. That wasn't, nothing about, like, that wasn't, like, a hard push to stop or anything, or anything like that. That was just my fault, messing up the Knight. Yeah, hold on. Does that splash my tower? Good thing it doesn't. So he's forced to go for Earthquake. Yeah, I made some mistakes in the first game too. I'm definitely not playing too well tonight. Been a little tired today, and I think that's been affecting how well I've been playing today. So it's a little unfortunate. But man, that would have been such an easy defense, because we would have had Knight to distract that healer, so it didn't like lock on our tower, and our tower would have been much more healthier. And going into double, this would have been much easier for sure. I can almost guarantee it. But man, Elixir Golem healer sure is broken, eh? I definitely hope healer is nerfed next season. It was kind of teased that it might be, so if it is, that would be really good, because I definitely think the healer is way too strong in my opinion. As I said, I would have had a super easy defense had I not screwed up the Knight. Like, we would have saved our tower for sure, but still really, really unfortunate how strong the healer is, able to keep everything alive for way too long in my opinion. But anyways, on to the next match. High Goblin Hut, because we don't know if he has a hog or anything that we want to pull over, and it looks like since he has a flying machine that this is probably going to be Lava Hound, and if that's the case, we do have EXE NADO, which is really good at stopping that. And he's going to have the Goblin Hunt as well, so yeah, this is probably looking like it's going to be Lava Hound. Should get a valuable Executioner here. Good thing he didn't pair up with a Miner. If he Minored, that could have been a little sketchy. The defense, I would have had to probably use a Nado on defense, maybe a Dark Prince to like predict the Miner. Okay, so we're going to have to see what variant he has. Let's actually go in aggressive here, just because the Dark Prince is up, and he had to use a defensive Miner, so he already had to commit Elixir, and with him not having the Miner in cycle, he really doesn't have any punished cards in rotation except the Lava Hound, which obviously he wouldn't have played there because, first of all, he didn't even have the Elixir, and second of all, it would have just been way too aggressive, and I would have been able to easily stop it since we are still in single Elixir. Now, I said most of the time you don't want to be that aggressive in single, but I noticed a really good opportunity for us to be aggressive, and it ended up working out quite nicely because we ended up getting some damage, and it didn't really put us down in Elixir, so we're going to go Executioner. Executioner, great versus Lava Hound. We do need to really watch out, though, for the Flying Machine. It can be really annoying. So what I'm actually going to go ahead and do is just poison it, just because I want to get rid of it. And then we're going to try to catch this Miner. We don't catch it, unfortunately. Nicely played Miner on his part. But because we get to spend so much Elixir, it's time to go in for a Graveyard. Unfortunately, it is almost double, so we will very shortly have enough to play Barbarians. Oh, looks like he chooses to play Baby Dragon, so no Elixir for the Barbarians. Executioner locks on the tower, and yeah, we take it out. He just did not have enough to play the Barbarians, which was really the only way for him to save the tower there. But you're just seeing in this match how strong the Executioner is, and this would have been the case versus that Elixir Golem deck. Had I not screwed up the Knight, this would have been the same thing that happens. It just wrecks the healer pushes, or the Elixir Golem healer, everything pushes, and Lava Hound pushes. Same with Golem, it's really the same thing, because lightning doesn't kill your Executioner. So let's just go for a Tornado here, Nado everything back, and really solid defense, 10 seconds to go, nothing he can really do here to break through, so we are going to be able to pick up this 12-win Grand Challenge. I don't know, should I show a replay? I might show one replay. You guys said you do enjoy these longer videos during quarantine, so I guess I'll show a replay. I mean, it's only been 18 minutes, so why not? I'll show a replay. Maybe I'll show you guys one versus a P.E.K.K.A deck, or I'll go through my log, see if I have any other good ones, but yeah, nice 12-win here. So I haven't won as many Grand Challenges with this deck as the guy who won 10 with it, but this seems to be a really solid deck in this meta. I feel like it's pretty easy to pick up and use as well. You just need to make sure you're careful with your Nados, because in the first game you saw I made like a couple small mistakes with the Tornadoes, and that almost ended up costing me the game, but we ended up coming back, which was really nice. So no Legendary, unfortunately, and we don't get any Royal deliveries either, which is pretty unfortunate. So yeah, that's going to be it. What was that guy's clan name? I didn't even notice his clan name. Alright, that's pretty funny. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, a couple off meta decks. Let's go over this P.E.K.K.A one. This guy was, he's a 21 player. Let's go over this one. He was a good player. We will put it on 2x speed through single, and then when we get into double, I'll put it at 1x speed. Just to kind of show you guys how to play versus P.E.K.K.A, because P.E.K.K.A isn't that popular right now in like the top 200, but I'm sure at 5K trophies you guys see P.E.K.K.A a lot, so just kind of or if you're playing classics with this deck, you might see some P.E.K.K.A. So just want to show you guys kind of like what you want to do versus it. You play the match very, very passively, because if you overcommit once, you're most likely going to lose. So with this specific matchup, you're going for a lot of Goblin Huts. You're barely going in for any Graveyards, because what the P.E.K.K.A player will often do is they'll either poison it or they'll just EWIZ it and then not play anything else, getting a good trade, because then the EWIZ will take out the Graveyard, and then they won't have any, or you'll have to deal with their counter push with the EWIZ and other stuff as well usually. So as I already said, just kind of taking it slow here, using my support cards, not really using the Graveyard at all. and we're still taking it slow here. We don't really have an opportunity to go in for Graveyard. We can't go like Knight at the bridge and then Graveyard because he'll just block it with a P.E.K.K.A, and the push would be pretty much completely useless. So we have to wait for the perfect opportunity to play a Graveyard, if that makes sense, when we know that it's going to be kind of hard for him to defend. And I kind of saw a decent opportunity here because we managed to get all those support cards down. And you're going to see what I was talking about. When you actually end up getting the Graveyard off, you're not going to get much damage. You saw I only dealt a couple hundred damage on his tower. So then I realized my Graveyards weren't going to get much damage. I had to win this game off of Goblin Huts and poisons on his tower. I even go for defensive Graveyard here. I finally get the King Tower activated because there was nothing supporting that Ghost. It was an easy King activation. So once again, we're trying to go in here. Executioner gets a lucky connection on his tower, and I'll slow it back down to 1 time speed now. I said I was going to for double, but especially triple should be slowed down because there's so much going on. So yeah, definitely putting it back on 1 time speed like it is now. And here we go, triple elixir. You can see things are pretty close, but I'm still down. He has a little bit more health on his tower, but I go for a Graveyard because it is triple and I can apply a little bit more pressure. And luckily that P.E.K.K.A ended up going for the Goblin Hut. Had that not happened, I would have probably had to commit a Nado on defense. But you can see finally in triple elixir, I'm able to get the Graveyard push I need to put me into the lead. And then now at this point was basically playing defense. But you can see often with Graveyard decks like this, you really just need one good Graveyard push and you can end up winning the game off of it. That's what's really kind of really interesting about Graveyard. It's just really the type of deck where you're just playing it slow and just waiting for that perfect Graveyard push that you only need to play like 1 or 2 times to get you enough damage. And now that Goblin Hut's so strong, you kind of have a second win condition in a way, because Goblin Hut kind of is a win condition, if that makes sense. But yeah, nice defense here at the end. No way he's getting enough damage with 2 seconds left, and we end up winning this match with about a 500 HP lead. So that's kind of what you do versus P.E.K.K.A. Just thought it would be good to show you guys. You're not playing many Graveyards. You're just taking it nice and slow, being very patient, and that's pretty much all you got to do. So here's the deck link again. I'll have it in the description as always. And yeah, make sure to like the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and let me know what decks you guys want to see in GCs. If you guys want me to play ladder on my mini account, I'll leave it up to you guys. I feel comfortable getting 12 wins with most decks. There's a few I'm not really comfortable with. Like I feel like 2.6 would be very hard, especially in this meta. Probably even 2.9, but really anything besides those, I probably could play in a grand challenge. So leave your suggestions below, and thanks again until next time, guys.